Hey guys, welcome back to Auspicious Tarot. You're feeling conflicted. You're feeling blank, completely overwhelmed, and kind of maxed out lately. Getting the feeling of burnout. You are sick of it. Let's get some information on this. Two of Cups reversed. Nine of Pentacles reversed. There is a lack of harmony. Two of Swords reversed. And the Hangman. Okay. Yeah, there's a situation here where you just feel completely done. Like and you don't want to make the wrong decision. You need to change your perspective on what's going on because you're like at this point of exasperation where like you could end up making the wrong decision, actually. Tell me more. Yeah, you don't feel like giving to a situation anymore. You experienced some level of loss. Oh. Okay. Okay, we got quite a bit going on here. Give me a second. So, you could have yelled, "I'm done" recently. Like, you had like a real outburst. I think this is private. But you were pissed. You're being advised to concentrate on the money that it's giving you. Concentrate on what you're gaining from the environment for now. This is not the time right now to move forward swiftly. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Because I get that you could let your emotions make you make a decision too hastily. And could potentially put you into an energy of deep unhappiness where you have to like really start over, but with like not a lot, if anything. Here on the bottom of the deck as well too, Temperance reversed. So your perspective on the situation is not balanced. You do need rest. You do need rest. This week you're going to need to kind of seclude yourself from people where you can and just concentrate on the money, concentrate on whatever positive thing you're getting from a certain environment. It's not time to call it quits yet. That'll probably be the title of the video too. You're already experiencing this period of unhappiness, but if you make this bad decision, it's like your happiness is going to be flipped upside down. Your perspective on things is, you have this, you're very angry. You're very angry. And yeah, here I see you wanting to move forward. I see you here with the Three of Wands. I know you're like, ooh, I just can't deal with this anymore. But what you don't know is that if you do make this hasty decision to cut things off, whatever this situation is with this that's resonating for you. It's gonna end up creating a very unhappy home. It's gonna mess up your stability. It's gonna be a very it could trigger some very negative events and harsh realities. What else here? What else here? Something to do with childhood memories. Feeling burdened. Okay. Okay, hold on. We have to sit and think on these cards. And this energy. Okay, so we have King of Swords reversed. Four of Cups reversed. There's something that you're planning to reject. Like I said, too soon. It's like you don't say things that you're not going to be able to take back this week. You're going to have to really find a way to channel that anger. Because if you do go in with this Knight of Swords energy, this Swords energy here, it's like what you're thinking is far worse than what you'll say, but what you say will be enough to blow your chances away. Yes, I had to make it rhyme just to make you laugh a little because I know this is some tense energy. Glad I made you chuckle. But some of you are just like deadpanning at the video like I didn't laugh at all. Like, cool, that's cool. That's cool too. I understand. Okay. Yeah, you were in some pissed energy and just some real fed up energy. Just like you're like done. But again, be strategic. Think about what's going to be best for you. Because this won't be something that you can get back. What else here, my lovely loved ones? Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Ten of... Yeah, so you're sick of it. I understand. It feels like you have no strength right now. It feels like you're just completely overburdened. You are looking at other opportunities, but it feels like things are just not coming to you, or it's just happening way too freaking slow. It's like, ooh, I get your frustration. Like, you're just like, you just feel stuck. You feel stuck. You feel burdened. You feel like there is a lack of collaboration and harmony around you in this situation. You just feel so damn done. But again, you're operating in this energy that's really unbalanced. And we have the Hangman popping up again. You're being asked, now it's Hangman reversed. Yeah, your perspective is, quite frankly, very negative. It's very negative. What else? And this is a perspective that's like preventing you from working with other people and having peaceful collaboration. It's like you're going in with this attitude already and it just like blows everything up. You're in this Queen of Wands energy. It's like if you make this decision, it's just you're moving too fast. Don't make this decision. You have another opportunity coming up. But again, it's your words. You're going to have to really watch your words. The truth is coming in for you. You want to deliver a sharp and harsh truth, but this isn't the time to do it. Not now. This isn't the time. What else here? Here we have Page of Swords. And you've been having a lot of angry thoughts, a lot of... most of your thoughts are just happening in the spirit of anger. And honestly, it is so much easier to be angry than to let yourself admit that you're actually extremely hurt by a number of instances having to do with this thing you're just thinking of cutting off. It's harder to admit you're extremely hurt and let yourself cry. It's easier to say, no, I'm sick of letting people cry. I'm not going to be the person that, some tarot readers are saying are like sitting by themselves crying. I'm sick of crying. No more crying. I'm not going to waste my tears. But on a physiological level now, that is the thing that's going to help your body process the stress of the anger that your thoughts are producing. When you think of, bad memories, whether you have control over them, like flashbacks or something, or not, or just, intentionally recalling negative memories, yeah, you're going to feel angry. Your whole body is going to relive what your mind's eye is seeing based on your thoughts. And so if you don't let yourself cry and grieve what your mind is showing you or what you're trying to recollect in your mind, then it just gets stuffed away in your body. You have these tension headaches, you feel this tension, and you feel this exhaustion, which makes you feel more depleted in a situation where pushing just a little bit longer, just a little bit more is needed versus just saying F it all. For some of you, please stay. Please stay. Don't let, your rightful anger over certain things make you so angry that you act in a final impulsive decision out of anger. Let yourself feel that devastation, hurt. For some of you, I was led to say flashbacks earlier. So for some of you, horror. Let yourself feel the full weight of that. Let yourself cry. Once you do and you admit, yeah, I'm so hurt over this thing that happened to me that wasn't in my control. I'm so hurt that so-and-so wasn't there to stop it. Whatever that, don't let the anger, this is going to be a message for, don't let the anger, and I'm changing my tone now, because initially, in the beginning of the reading, it was yeah, I'm picking up on this frustrated energy, and this could be, I'm thinking it's work frustration or something. I mean, that will absolutely contribute to the topic I'm talking about now. But also, I'm initially thinking that this is, more minor not what I'm talking about now. So that's why my tone is different now. So please, if you rewatch the video later or something like that, if you feel like, oh my God, she was like literally minimizing XYZ, nope, I was under the impression that this was like more minor frustration. I'm seeing that this isn't, I'm feeling led to literally be like, just please stay. Um, Let that anger, first of all, is correct. You are right to be angry. Second of all, that anger is a destructive force. And when it's not given an outlet, it's gonna eat you up. It's gonna make you feel like you need to do something impulsively to stop from feeling angry ever again. That's not what you need to do. That's not the solution. And you know that. You feel that. Let yourself cry. Let yourself cry. Let yourself cry. You're safe to cry. You're safe to grimace. It's okay. But this whole reading for sure is about anger. And it's like you want to hold on to it. This is like a situation where, like, some of you, it is that, I mean, however this resonates, it's going to resonate for you however it does. Some of you, this is a work situation. If that last bit did not apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. If it does, thank you for still staying. Yay. I love you. But also, truly, it's like you want to hold on to this anger. It's like you have this attachment to your anger because you feel like in the moment when things were happening and maybe you literally had no ability to even defend yourself. It's like this anger has come back as this like vengeful tool for you, but you can't like use it now, depending on the certain circumstance, You're being asked to channel that anger, understand that anger as hurt, explore that anger, explore the exact part. Now, for some of you, it's very obvious where the exact anger, where that comes from. But also explore ways to channel that anger. Now that you've moved your anger, right? You're watching this video, my love. You stayed. You're watching the video right now. You've moved that anger into hurt. What can you grow from that hurt? Ask yourself this after you've let yourself really, really cry it out. Because, oh yeah, I don't think I finished up. Physiologically, when you finally let yourself cry hard, that's literally your body's, filtration method for emotions and stress and the hormones that come with stress and that create that tension in your body and those headaches and things like that, right? Crying processes it. When you don't cry and you stuff it in, it has nowhere to go. It's bouncing off the walls in each cell of your body, it feels like. And it just feels like oof. And it just builds up to a point. You deserve to stay here. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to live. You do not deserve to be held hostage to anger that was placed into you by certain negative events in your life that were extremely harmful. You don't deserve to not be here. Perpetrators deserve not to be here. That's for sure. Perpetrators of that type of harm onto you don't deserve to be here. But you don't deserve to live with this anger and this pain. That pain isn't your fault. You deserve to be here. You do. And that's the truth that's coming out here. Over the next week, you're going to be really channeling through this hurt. This is a particular week where, I mean, you've already started to feel it. It could be that you're having, certain flashbacks, certain bad memories. Some of you, it's not as extreme as flashbacks, but for some of my lovely ones, it is, okay? So I'm talking to my lovely babes there too. But this is like just in general, for those of you who are experiencing just heavy anger, like so much anger, you don't know what to do with yourself. Melt it into that hurt. Melt it down into tears. Reduce it to the water so you can literally, physiologically begin to release it. That's going to help the neurons in your brain calm down. That's going to reduce the flashbacks. And that's going to put your body back into a state of homeostasis. The neurology of trauma is quite complex, but when it comes down to it, the way to fix it, because I'm not going to even go into we're not going to fixate on what it does to the brain and why you get to the anger. We're not going to do that. You all can look it up on a different note, but right now this is a reading where you need, some, at least a little bit of scientific lingo on how exactly that trauma does heal over time. Now, I want you to know, especially, there are so many statistics that come out and say that there's a certain inevitable end or pathway to certain people who have gone through certain tragedies. But that's also not true. There are so many people who do get better. And that's not to say that, oh, it's been years, you haven't gotten better. Oh, no. What I'm trying to get at is that for those of my fellow survivors of certain things, right? We understand the neurology of how the brain has been injured and how those certain neural pathways have been injured to create those flashbacks and these things that we hate, right? But what is not talked about enough is the other side of it and the neurology, the neuroscience of how your brain heals from those events. There are so many people, so many survivors of horrendous things who walk around and you would never know it. And I get the sense you're definitely one of those people too. But there's so many people that do heal, which means there's evidence, statistical, empirical evidence that you can and will get better over time. Part of that is processing the anger. And the anger is correct. You're not wrong for the anger. Your brain and your body are putting you in a state to have to remember that anger. But there's a way to process it too, and that's what is not widely talked about. That is the detrimental thing to survivors, to be told that you're doomed to a certain fate because XYZ happened to you, but it's not true. There is a way and multiple methods that are scientifically proven to show you are going to get better. You are going to get better over time. You inevitably will. You will, I promise, you will. Certain memories will fade. Those flashbacks will stop. They will. And then before you know it, it'll be like a very, very distant blip that you barely even remember. I promise you. I promise you, I know it feels like that's impossible. I know. but it's not impossible. There's so much scientific evidence. I implore you to look up peer-reviewed journals and other scholarly articles that you can easily find on Google too, by the way, or whatever other browsers you use. I invite you, I'm begging you to look up the particular trauma you went through and survived, and then put in, survival, like as far as, this thing, survivor, improvement over time, healing over time. Like, you will find these things, including for certain things like PTSD, etc., and the things that come with certain events, You can get better. You will get better. Turn that anger into hurt. Let yourself cry. It's going to literally, on a biological level, and I know you've been crying so much. I feel you've cried literally to the point of headaches, migraines, body aches, all kinds of things. Keep crying. Keep crying. It is helping your body process and eliminate all of that stress. Your mind might have, dissociated, protected you from certain imagery and things like that. And so the stuff that you weren't aware of, your brain still might have been aware of and protected you from knowing it. So that means your brain, the reason why you keep having these flashbacks and whatnot is literally because your brain is working hard to keep protecting you from those memories from coming back up. And you don't have to force those memories. You don't have to force full recall. You don't need to do that. All you've got to do is just work with your brain. Work with your brain and let your brain, let your brain let you cry. Let yourself cry. It's going to help calm your brain, smooth out that neurological injury, the pained neural pathways, that lead to the anxiety attacks, the panic attacks, the freezing, the full basically CPTSD. And this is for, even if I'm talking to, my combat veterans, my veterans in general, though anybody who has experienced anything that has caused PTSD or CPTSD, okay? You're going to have to let yourself cry. Every time you feel angry, I know it, and it's so complicated because the anger, again, I want to stress again, your anger is correct. Your anger is correct. It is. If it's survivor's guilt type of situation, your terror is correct. Let yourself feel that. This is more anger, though. This is definitely coming through as more anger at not being able to, anger at somebody not, it's just that kind of anger. I'm not even gonna, if you know, okay? If you're still here at this point of the video, then you know what I'm talking about, okay? But this is a week to be very gentle with yourself. You're human. What happened is atrociously hurtful, to say the least. To say the least. But you deserve to be here. You deserve to live. You deserve to live a happy life where you're not constantly plagued with anger, which is what's bringing you up to this. Don't make that decision. Don't. Because you know who should make that decision? Whoever did that to you. They should. Absolutely. But you shouldn't. You should be here. You're the kind of person who should stay here. You're the kind of person who makes this world better. You're the kind of person who other people feel safe with. You're the kind of person who would help you going through the same situation. You would help someone else if you saw that happening to them. You should stay. Your presence here is very valuable. Immeasurably valuable. So yeah, a mixture of things going on here. Take it however it resonated. You are going to be moving through and navigating successfully through these emotional waters. I will tell you that. Here it feels like you're in the middle of a giant ocean and you've got a tiny raft and it feels like, a hurricane is coming through. You're going to get through it. And you are going to be the master of, I want to say, your neural pathways, not even emotions, which those are both basically, right? You're going to be able to master your neural pathways. You'll be able to look up more of the neuroscience and the techniques that heal those with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Look that up. It's going to help you. There's too much information that's, publicly available, again, that says certain things happen. Well, XYZ is definitely going to happen. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're going to stay here. And you're going to, be able to feel better again to the point where you are just, you're the star. We got Ace of Cups rolling through. You are it. You're going to do so much with people's lives. You have to contribute. You are amazing. You already contribute so much. You deserve to stay. And you will be moving out of this extreme heartbreak.